Hi, it's the Red Dragon 20-day process that we're in at the moment, and we're on the 11th run. Okay, so just 2 more to go. Today is Friday the 31st of January, and tomorrow it's Imbolc, which is a beautiful pagan festival in the belly, and spring. It does feel quite springish here in Glastonbury actually. All the bulbs are coming out now, and just looking out in my front garden, seeing that it is really green and all the trees are starting to bud, which is really exciting, and it's staying lighter till about 5:20 I think it was yesterday. So fantastic that the spring is coming. So this particular 20-day cycle that we're in runs from Red Rhythmic Dragon right down to Yellow Crystal Sun. And so that will be us going from the yellow castle into the green castle of the heart, having completed the matrix and going into how clear our heart is, how connected our heart is to truth of what the Great Mother is bringing us, which is Red Dragon. And today, as I'm making this video, we are there where the blue tack is. So we are on Blue Galactic Night, which is the Conscious Dreamer code, integrating the Conscious Dreamer code. And as always, that's the previous wave spell that we've just been in, because at the moment we're in the Yellow Warrior wave spell. And as you can see, we have got a portal day because it's a black square, and so today is really key as to our bigger picture, because we're in Aquarius Sun, around new beginnings, because we're in Aries moon. And so just to give you the moon degree that we're at today, so at the moment in Glastonbury, we're in Aries at 25 degrees. A great dragon asleep in a cave, storing up for centuries all of the best goodies for the time when they are needed. Meanwhile, you are cast loose between source and destination, buffeted by strange winds and held firmly between the ancient past and the near future, karmically held in the balance. Truly having nothing to do until waiting is fulfilled. But where there is nothing to do, mischief and mayhem proliferate. You participate in karmic scenarios, elaborate dramatizations, variations on the theme of nobody home and nothing happening yet. Supremely restless whilst deeply restful. If there should come a time when all the signal flares go off and give the go-ahead, your stored up power and resources shall prove to be absolutely incredible. From way back when to the promised time, you feel a projectile of intent to hold on no matter what, in a cross between a crazy deal and the purest vows of commitment not to push the river and to wait for the universal waters to flood their banks and bring you back alive right on time for Futures Unlimited. Wow, as always. So perfect for the Dragon 20-day process. And this is what the Maya Matrix really helps us understand, is that everything is already written, that there is a cosmic program, and this is for our human evolution. And that's what today is all about, our human evolution. And especially around being a conscious dreamer. So all the things that we have done unconsciously, as we awaken, we get to revisit them every time slightly differently because of the cosmology, the astrology, and all of this is about new learning as to being a warrior of the heart, because that's the wave spell that we're in at the moment. So we're on day 8 of that, and so it began a week ago, and I was doing a circle at that time, which was amazing. So being with a group of like-minded women who are really wanting to understand the codes, work with the codes, get in alignment with the new plan, and look at the story, the pattern, the code of the astrology, and really start to work with that on a deeper level. So last Friday, on this first day of the Yellow Warrior wave spell, bit of a mouthful, we were in new moon in Aquarius at exactly the time of the circle. And funnily enough, how the circles have turned out recently is they've always been aligning with that new moon or full moon energy, and they've always been really, really key. So new moon in Aquarius was at 4 degrees. Again, this is inside degrees, and if you watch my videos before, you'll know that I always use this website, fabulous, aqua or fire.net. So we have got Aquarius at 4 degrees, which just happens to be my Lilith, and we've just gone into Lilith in Aries this week as well. So that's changed, and if you Google that, we've been in Lilith in Pisces, and now we're going into a very different dynamic with Lilith being in Aries. So very direct, can be assertive, can be aggressive, depending on where that energy is and how conscious it is, and how in the person, especially if this is your transit, then for the next few months you're going to be in for a wild ride. Okay, so just to go back to the Aquarius at 4 degrees. So again, all the new moons recently have been at 4 degrees, and the next one is going to be in Pisces as well. So these are all setting a format, a structure. And again, the 4th house traditionally is in Cancer, and it's where the stairway to heaven begins, the IC. So again, where that is in your chart's really key. Where Aquarius 4 degrees in your chart, really key. Many fireflies at dusk. You become aware all at once of staggering things, of astounding things, of world-shattering things. States of revelation. You're being called inwardly to shake off the slumber of the common day and to heed the stirrings of the future. Capable of bounding leaps, you are infused with a spirit of new beginnings. Especially strongly drawn towards altered states and threshold awareness, you've been brought to places where all the shared assumptions and ideologies become pale and lifeless, and something other sparks recognition and pursuit. Collectively inspired to find alternatives, to seek a vision, to gather with those who are similarly touched, you are in on the ground floor of new movements and innovative discoveries, and full of wonder and awe at the process and at a whole way of things and worlds such as this one. I love that degree. Really, really inspires me. And so Aquarius time is all about bigger picture. It's about potentiality. It's about who we are as this warrior of the heart on our adventure, on our quest. The main thing, of course, is healing the heart, really coming into this heart balance, feeling the feelings, and really starting to see our bigger picture, our life, where it's been up to now, making peace with it, acceptance, and learning from that, finding solutions, because that's what Aquarius is all about, finding solutions. And of course, we've got Saturn in Aquarius coming in at the time of the spring equinox, which also is very close to when the new spiral starts on the 30th of March in Aries, new beginnings. So really, really exciting time. All of the dynamics starting to really come together now. And just to say what cards I actually got on the day. Okay, so these are different cards today. These are the Great Goddess cards. And so I've got Spider Woman. This was on Red Dragon Day. And so I'm just going to read you the story behind Spider Woman. Help me remember the web that connects me and all life to you. Let us spin together a new world that honours each life form and all that you have created. In the beginning, the world and all that lives upon it did not exist. It was thought and sung and spun into being by Spider Woman. Spider Woman began spinning and created a web that circled the universe from north to south, from east to west, spinning and chanting. She created the sun from red rock, turquoise, white shell, and yellow stone. She mixed earth with saliva and made two daughters who helped to put the moon and the stars in the sky to light up the night. She sang the creation song and made trees and bushes, lakes and forests, mountains and oceans. Spider Woman looked at what she had made and saw no movement, so she began spinning again and made the animals and the birds, the fish and the insects. She looked once more and decided it was still not enough, so she took earth and saliva and 4 colours, yellow, red, white and black, and made a woman. The woman was lonely, so Spider Woman made a man to be her companion. As Spider Woman spun the humans, she extended a strand of her web to the head of the woman and the head of the man. In this way, the people of the earth are always connected to the web of Spider Woman and can share her wisdom. The woman and the man were given the secret of creation so they could make life. They filled the earth with people. These people knew that the earth was a living being just as they were. The Earth Mother gave them corn and nurtured them, so they honoured her. The people of Earth knew abundance, and for a long time they remembered to thank Spider Woman for all she had done for them. Time passed, and gradually they forgot they were connected to the web of Spider Woman. They forgot to be thankful for the animals and the corn, for the sun and the moon, and so Spider Woman said they would have to leave this world and go to another. In the second world, they were happy at first, but soon they were once again quarrelling and fighting amongst themselves. The second world had to be destroyed, then a third world. Each world was a little harder to live in, and the people had to work harder for food and shelter. When they were moved to the fourth world, they were told it would be both beautiful and ugly, with ice and snow, winds and quakes, searing heat and driving rains. But there would be beautiful oceans and bountiful forests, and the web that connected them to Spider Woman would not be broken. Life is hard for people who have forgotten they are connected to Spider Woman, but for those who remember, she always offers help. Spider Woman wants to keep spinning for us. She wants to keep chanting new creations for Earth. If we live loving, harmonious lives, the world is ours, and we can chant and spin and create just as Spider Woman does. So some key information there in that, isn't there? A really key story around all these different worlds and how it's getting harder and harder and harder for people, and exactly what we're experiencing now, isn't it, on planet Earth? So yeah, this is really, really key for our learning now, is to keep repeating these patterns and repeating these stories and learn from them. And most importantly, heal them, because this is so key for how we work as human beings, where we're still projecting our story onto the world. And I'm just trying to find the card now to show you the Mayan. The Mayan card I got was Red Skywalker. So again, this is a really key time, because this is the most powerful 13-day process in terms of getting clear, because it has 3 clear signs in it. So connecting to the Red Skywalker time, which is on my website, flowwithjo.com, under the latest spiral. And the Thoth card that I got was the Lovers. So again, I'm referring back to my notes on this. So I'm just looking for the card now. There we go. Lovers, which is a major arcana, and it's number 6. And again, I'm going to direct you to a website, well, number 6, which is great for, of course, Red Rhythmic Dragon. So again, another website. So we've got Eli, who I always recommend. And so again, this is, rather than seeing this as I'm going to meet a lover, or a literal, on a deeper level, on a metaphysical level, this is working with the masculine and feminine on an inner level. And just going to put that on pause for a moment. So astrologically, this represents Gemini and the twins, and my view on that is really, it's about right relationship. It's about looking at how we do relationship and coming into balance with our masculine and feminine on the inside. And of course, often how we do that is with people on the outside. So just seeing how we have been doing that for the last 10 Dragon 20-day processes. What experience have we been having around nurturing, mothering in the home? Because that's what this 260-day spiral is all about. And so what we've been learning about right relationship, and remembering that we are moving away from codependency, we are moving away from being out of alignment by coming into alignment. So again, often this is a move from the intellectual understanding around what is right relationship. And so we may be very aware of it as an ideal, for example, as a potentiality in our community. And at the same time, observing that not many people are actually living the practice, they're not walking the talk. And so it's meeting the challenge really a lot of the time, going out of the comfort zone and deciding to stand up for what we believe in and speak our truth, which can be challenging. If we are coming to the table where we've still got a lot of anger around wounding of out of balance relationship and not right relationship and being disrespected, then we can often bring all this energy to the table. And as I always say, check out EFT and get clear on the inside. Start really working in your healing process so that you don't do the anger anymore with people, and you don't do the drama anymore. And that takes a lot of practice and a lot of doing. And everybody who shows up for us, of course, reveals triggers around where we haven't healed this, because that's why it's still showing up. And it's just really coming into the balance of this. So again, this 11th 20-day process is really getting us into this groove of how to embody this template of right relationship. And by really coming into our own potentiality and letting go of any coping mechanisms, letting go of the mask that our ego has created to cope. So things like alcohol, drugs, people-pleasing ways of relating, trying to manage people, deception, hypocrisy, all of those mechanisms that we've become so accustomed to in our society as an individual. It's now time to really look at how we are doing that, you know, and take responsibility for that and start to own that and start to move away from that by going within and doing the healing and speaking out, standing up for what is right, what is truth, not subjective truth, universal truth. We all know deep down what's right and wrong. And so it's starting to really embody and live that way of being, live those standards. And I know it's not easy, and I don't hold myself up as any sort of saint, because I'm not. I'm just doing the best I can, same as everyone else. What I do know is that if we are living out of alignment with truth and we are still trying to hold on to things that should be let go of, which is what the 11th day and the 11th process is all about, then the Great Mother will bring us into balance, because situations will get more and more difficult until we come into alignment with that code. So if you would like any more information about your own code, cosmic code, how to do the clearing, more information about the spirals, check out my website, which is flowwithjo.com, and I'd love to hear from you as to how we can co-create together. So lots of love, and bye for now. See you soon.